10 Simple Ways to Raise a Respectful Child. Teaching kids to treat people of all races and backgrounds, and you, with kindness and decency is the duty of all parents. The key is to set the right example. You're scanning the frozen vegetables at the supermarket, peas, carrots, or corn. While just down the aisle, your 6-year-old is in a rapture of ice cream novelties. There's a rainbow swirled something, a sprinkle dotted something else, and her eyes are sparkling. We should probably get going, you say, only now she's kneeling on the floor to admire the bottom row. What you really want to be doing is checking out, driving home, and getting dinner started. I mean, what you really want to be doing is climbing into a lavender bath, but whatever. What your child really wants to be doing is studying the ice cream. Practice positive gossip. This means noticing what's good about the people in your life. Now you know how she felt when you dragged her uninterested self to that art museum. Instead of saying, seriously, the ice cream again, you can say, I know you're still looking. Do you think another 2 minutes is enough time? Your child refuses to put on her coat to go to dance class, even though it's freezing out. Say, I didn't realize, or maybe you simply assert that it's time to go, but politely. Is spending more time in the freezer aisle the solution to the ills of the world? To racism, gun violence, and the kind of aggressive entitlement that produces the need for a #MeToo movement? Of course not. But treating our kids with respect is how we raise them to be respectful, and a healthy society must have respect at its foundation. These types of challenging supermarket, or bedtime or morning or car trip moments, when you are reminded of someone's essential difference from you, are when respect is both most important and most difficult to demonstrate. We know it when we feel it, but what is respect? Thomas Lacona, Ph.D., a developmental psychologist and author of How to Raise Kind Kids. Your child refuses to put on her coat to go to dance class, even though it's freezing out. We treat everyone, even people we dislike, as having rights, dignity, and worth equal to our own. And Lizzie Post, co-author of Emily Post's Etiquette, 19th edition, says, respect means making choices that build relationships. Above all, respect should be mutual. We should give it to our children, and expect it in return. You can understand that your child is upset, because the cereal box tipped over and all the Oreos are now on the floor. And that will make it easier for your child to understand that, even though you're available to comfort him and help find the broom, you are not available to sop up all his rage and negativity. Respect, like the golden rule, means treating others the way you hope to be treated yourself. With that in mind, here are some ways to approach parenting that will help you raise kids who will make the world a kinder, more respectful place. Value your kids' choices. A good way to practice is with a low-stakes request. Your son wants to wear unmatched socks. Let him. Respect your child's preferences and style, even if you'd never wear a plaid shirt under a party dress, as a way of laying the groundwork for respecting the fact that this human is different from you. You want to get out of the rain, but your preschooler wants to stand outside and watch the water gushing down from the gutters. What does respecting that difference look like? It could be grabbing an umbrella from the house, waiting inside with a big towel, or saying, you're super excited about water today. Let's run you a bath. It's too cold to stay out in the rain. The particular content of your response is less important than the fact that it honors your child's interest. Speak politely. And remember that, however you speak to your child, is the way he'll speak to you and everybody else. For example, "Ugh, why do you always take so long to put on your shoes?" could be better expressed as a respectful observation. "You're working so hard to tie your shoes. I love that. I wonder if we should start getting ready earlier, so that you have more time to practice without my rushing you." Similarly, "Let me give you a sponge, sweetie," teaches respect and problem solving in a way that "you're always so messy" doesn't. And if you screw up because you're an actual person, and not a Zen-scented candle, apologize. Give kids a voice in decision making. Research shows that children benefit from developmentally appropriate participation in decisions that affect their own lives, says Dr. Lacona. Asking, "What should we serve for dinner when your friend comes over tomorrow?" Or "What music should we listen to in the car?" shows kids that you see them as people who have feelings and their own point of view. Resolve conflicts thoughtfully. Dr. Lacona recommends sit-down family discussions he calls fair hearings, which involve offering a responsive, democratic ear to your children's opinions. You want your kids to see that you are doing your best to listen respectfully, even if you disagree with them. As they grow up, the issues will only get bigger: quitting chorus, questioning faith, dating someone you don't like. And it's important to have the practice of mutual respect solidly in place. This doesn't mean kids always get what they want, and it doesn't mean there's no room for strong feelings. But instead of saying, "Don't be disrespectful," try to listen to the feelings behind what seems like disrespect. I remember taking my 3-year-old from a playdate she wasn't ready to leave, and she cried and kicked her little rain boots, and I calmly explained that we had to pick up her brother. It wasn't negotiable, but I could hear how sad and frustrated she was. I didn't try to coerce her or make her consent to it. I just did what needed to be done and let her have her feelings about it. "You're so mad," I said to her. "You weren't ready to leave yet." And she said, "I wasn't," and cried for a while. And then she stopped crying. Give your full attention. Listen, and model active listening by putting down your phone, making eye contact, and asking follow-up questions. Dr. Lacona calls good listening an act of love, and it really is. One day those kids will have phones, if they don't already, and you'll want them to have had plenty of experience with you, putting yours down to look up and tune in. Post tells parents that it's okay to be persistent and say, "I need you to look up at me, so I know you're paying attention." Let's hope for the same from adults. I've trained myself to hear the front door opening as the cue to close my laptop and put my phone down. Teach kids deep manners. Yes, this is also known as etiquette, but I'm not talking about using the proper fork on a yacht. I'm talking about, "Please pass the pasta," and "Thank you so much for coming to my birthday party," and other gracious responses that say, "I appreciate your efforts on my behalf and respect the time you took." You'll also want to help your kids learn to apologize and take responsibility for their actions if they do something, even by accident, that hurts someone else. If they don't have a language for what they want to say, you can help by offering some. "Not your silly action figure broke, and I don't know why you still have that thing anyway, but I broke the arm off your Boba Fett action figure when I was trying to stuff a lightsaber into his hand. I know that he was one of your favorites, and I'm sorry." Cultivate curiosity. Yes, your child may go through phases of really wanting to monologue about Minecraft, and you will want to help him learn the give and take of mutual conversation. Showing an interest in other people is an important antidote to me narcissism, the kind that is both annoying and, in a bigger way, treacherous. Teach your kids that good conversation involves asking questions. Because, even if the question is about something small, has string cheese always been your favorite after-school snack? It is part of a bigger curiosity that says, in essence, "I know that you are different from me. Who are you, and how do you feel about the world?" Practice positive gossip. This means noticing what's good about the people in your lives, and talking about it. You might say, "Katie has gotten so good at the recorder. I can't believe that she and her friends can play hot cross buns with all that cool harmony," or "I love how grandma always remembers that your favorite color is blue. She's so thoughtful." Positive gossip is basically the opposite of behind someone's back nastiness, and it's wonderful for developing gratitude, appreciation, and, yes, respect. Call your kids out, respectfully. Let's say that you usually, kindly, bring your child a snack to eat in the car after school, but you forgot today, and let's say that your child reflects on this lapse by rolling his eyes and mumbling, "What a stupid head." Take a deep breath and count to 10. Remember that in order to teach respect, you need to show respect. Then model respectful limit setting. "I'm sorry that I forgot your goldfish crackers, and I know you're hungry," you might say. "But do you hear the way your voice sounds when you're talking to me like that? It makes me feel bad, and it also makes me not really want to do nice things for you." I would ask for an apology too. Experience other cultures and ways of being. Broaden your child's mind so that respect and curiosity, rather than negative judgment, is her automatic response to difference. This might mean talking about what was most interesting at a neighbor's bar mitzvah, eating at the Korean restaurant that just opened in town, or going to the gay pride parade. Read a book about kids all around the world, one like DK's Children Just Like Me, so you can talk about what's similar and different. They love toys too. They get their water from a well. All of those habits mean that you'll be creating your family identity around the practice of respect. Your children will think, "This is our family's way." And it will be. More teachable moments about respect. Kids are going to do and say disrespectful things, maybe because they're oblivious, or testing limits, or learning the ropes. Consider these scenarios, and how you might, respectfully, respond to them. Your child walks with muddy shoes across the floor you just mopped. Say, "I'm frustrated, because I just cleaned the floor, and now it's dirty again. Would you please grab a sponge and wipe up those muddy spots?" Your child is building a Lego castle, and pays no attention to you when you say it's time for dinner. Say, "I see you're busy building over there, but I feel upset when you ignore me. Come and tell me about what you're making while we eat, and then you can play more afterward." Your child refuses to put on her coat to go to dance class, even though it's freezing out. Say, "I didn't realize how important this was to you. You don't have to wear your coat, but I still want you to stay warm. Can you find enough layers to make that work?" Your child says, "More mashed potatoes." Say, "I'm so thrilled that you like them. In our family, we always ask by saying please. Can you please try asking again?" Your child is angry about bedtime and calls you a jerk. Say, "I know you're frustrated, but you can't speak rudely to me." After you apologize, you can pick out a few books we can read together. Or if you're still feeling like you're going to speak to me in a mean way, you can go right to bed. It's up to you.